Hi, everybody. I'm here with a very good friend. He's a very talented VR photographer, and we're going to chat to him for a little bit and get to know him, and as well as a little bit of his craft. He's very talented, so I will also be showing some of his work. Welcome, MonoBear.
Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate that you had me for this interview.
Bear. You don't mind if I call you Bear?
Oh, of course, yes, you can call me Bear.
Okay, excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey into virtual reality and particularly into virtual photography? What inspired you to specialize in this field?
Well, it was actually about the worlds that I've been seeing in through VR chat. I mean, don't get me wrong. When it came down to the journey to get to that spot to become being a decent photographer, is, of course, I didn't know anything about VR chat. I saw it through the show called The Boys on YouTube, and what happened is that got me interested in trying it out. So, of course, went to desktop and tried it out to see how it goes. It was fun meeting new people on desktop, and then that's when it's like, you know what, I want to go to higher up, like move my hands and everything. So I went and got a Quest. Not Quest 2, I got Quest. So of course with the OGs. Then after that, I started realizing I could connect it to my computer. I connected to my computer, and it was just a totally different world when seen between the Quest and then the PC. And when I saw to the PC worlds, they were gorgeous, they were beautiful, and just realized it more and more. I was like, I need to go another step higher. Full body tracking and a new headset. And that's why I'm using the HTC Vive right now. It has been good to me ever since. But I started taking photos because other people were doing it on Instagram, just see how people were doing it, and also other people doing it in the other worlds too. I was like, let me try it. Of course, when I started, it wasn't good. I admit it, it was not good. I was just doing little quick snips in there, doing peace signs, doing this. I'm like, I wasn't doing a lot. And my daughter motivated me to say, hey, you have full body tracking, do something with it, do something about it, you can do more. So I was like, okay. So I went and started doing more poses, more stretching, more different angles in the camera. And the journey that brought me up to more of the avatars, more of the worlds too, like I was explaining before. I want the worlds to bring out the avatars. You'd be looking at it like, so those worlds, why that avatar in that world? Why is this one keep the theme? Well, like sometimes you don't want to keep themes. Sometimes you want to do some more exploration because each world is different. So when I was starting to look at more of the worlds and more of the avatars keep coming out, and the more it gets me excited to say, oh, I get a new avatar, ooh, a new world come out, ooh, something different, ooh, let me try this. It gets me so excited, and my heart keeps going stimulation, and I just go right to it. Each world is the challenging world of how to take pictures, but each world is gorgeous. Those worlds were amazing. So I'm just saying, please continue. All the creators that are out there, please continue more worlds. The more the merrier, the more I can take pictures and the more I can use.
I totally agree with you about that. Yes, definitely. Yeah, we need all the world creators. Keep up good work because some of these worlds are amazing. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So something else I would like to ask you is, you know how virtual reality photography is a relatively new and sort of an evolving field. How have you seen have you seen it change and grow since you started? Is there been any sort of particular noticeable differences between from when you started to what it is now? And what sort of trends do you anticipate in the future? New technology, maybe give us your opinion of how that is going to go in the future.
Of course. When it comes down to the virtual reality and the photography that's been happening and everything like that, I see it going so far with it due to the fact is that a lot of people who are sick or can't move or like to just, to relax or anything like that. Places that they've never been to, places that they've never seen, and they just go ahead and get a camera and they make it feel like themselves being there when they just take that one snap. And a lot of the times, if you look at the photography, it is to go advance more, because they're going to use some of that photography, virtual reality, even into the IRL world, like they're doing it now. And so they're using the pictures, they're trying to make it come to life and everything like that for artists and all alike. So I see it to where a lot of that is going to be like something like, it could be this new virtual reality zoo or new virtual reality home. They even use that today, even for creating buildings, creating graphs of new sites or something like that of their area or something, what they want to build. So that is going to be more advanced to where they're going to use that as the new maps instead of using paper trees. They're going to use the virtual reality to say this is going to be a lot safer for people not to get scared or not to worry about allergies or something like that. They're going to use the virtual reality of people's photography and art everywhere to advance this world. So it is going to go further. It's just that when is it going to happen, and how they're going to export it. So we're going to try to see more of that for people to do so.
Yes, definitely. I agree with you on that respect. It's just a matter of when and more people starting to use the equipment to access virtual reality, then it will sort of be a little bit more affordable, and we'll have more people to play with in here in this amazing space. Talking about the equipment and all that, can you tell us, what equipment and what sort of software do you typically use for capturing and editing your VR photographs? Are there any specific tools or technologies that you find indispensable for this work, and what are your preferences?
Of course, the equipments that I use, obviously I did say it earlier, I'm going to definitely say it again. I use the HTC Vive headset, and I use the 2.0 trackers. That's what I'm using. Of course, my legs, my wide waist, and stuff like that. I actually have the index finger controllers, and the base station I have is the 1.0s, not the 2.0s, and they've been good ever since for me. Yes, I do have the technology to use for photography for VR lens, and a lot of people probably have heard of that, to taking some pictures. But unfortunately, even if I have the product, I actually haven't set it up. I actually haven't used it. I actually just use my normal camera that comes with the VR chats. And I know a lot of people will say, well, the pictures that you take, even from before I started doing a little bit more editing onto the pictures and everything, I just usually use it raw, post the pictures most of the time. And a lot of people complimented how it looks good and everything like that. I just try to get the angles to the cameras to show, like I said again, the avatars and also the lighting of the world, and also just the different aspects of it. I love using just the camera, but would I like to use the VR scenes? Absolutely, because it could do more. I just haven't been able to set it up yet. But the editing tools, I know a lot of people probably are going to get a little upset, and if it is true, that's fine. I don't use Photoshop. I don't use the GIMP. I don't use that for my pictures. I'm going to be honest with you. I use some of the Instagram editing tools on it, but how I use it on it, I don't use all of them. I only use very little of it, but just things to edit the avatar out, just to make it a little bit more cleaner than what the normal camera does. That's how I post some of my pictures. And I told people that, and they were like, wow, you do an amazing job at how you edit with the filters on that, especially the limit it gives you. I was like, yes, but each world, like I was saying before, is beautiful. So whatever world matches the avatar and to the filter itself, it actually brings it all out. So I wish I could use a VRC lens. I really do. But for as of right now, I'm very content of using just my normal camera and taking the pictures and everything like that. That's for sure.
That's awesome. It's just all about getting to know your equipment really, really well. Once you master it, the creativity takes over. That's for sure. Excellent. And virtual reality photography often involves a unique set of challenges, such as capturing 360-degree views. I'm not sure if you've done that, or you tend to favor the more sort of popular 2D type of image. Can you share some of the insights into creative and technical approach, addressing those challenges? The 360 photographs. Have you ever done that?
Well, the 360 that I did, I tried it before. Yes, I did try it before, but it wasn't a great success for me to capture what I wanted to try to capture. So what I just do as a noble for right now, I will go back to do it a little bit more action-packed, the 360 and everything like that. But for right now, 2D has just been very helpful for me, just to concentrating on not just bringing the world onto the avatar, but just showing the avatar off. So on my virtual photography. So I think that because of how everything is going more, that's why I asked questions like what else they want me to do for my avatars, use something unique or anything like that. And so I am going to try to do a little bit more stuff on it. Like I'm going to try to do a little bit more video recording and stuff like that. It will become soon, obviously. It's just that I got to work on my stuff too as well. IRL stuff happens, but I try to bring as much content as I can. But I will say this, I would love to try to do more of the 360 or do a little bit more of the camera special effects. But as of right now, I'm very pleased for things that are coming out now. So 2D for me now, but more stuff coming up soon.
Oh, excellent. That's good. We look forward to seeing your work in the new format. That would be awesome. Let me see. So how do you go about, choosing your subjects and locations, for your photographs? What criteria do you use to determine what makes or for a compelling, a VR experience or a good image that would represent the avatars that you're photographing?
Well, in this course scenario, what I look into the avatars into the worlds, and this is actually a really good question because really it's just when I see a world, when I start world hopping, looking to see how it looks, something different, something new culture, something could be funny, some could be sad, some could be sporadic, some could be exciting, some could be depressing. It depends on the world and how they create. But for the avatars to bring up to the world itself, it's kind of hard to explain, but for me it is really just what the avatars are designed to what they look at. Like for the example, the one I just recently did with Hyperion made by Trippy, it was a dragon. And people think of the dragon themes as for castles, as for, with other dragons, treasure, or something like that of the nature. And sometimes bring it to a world to be like something comfy and everything just to sit down on a pillar or anything. But for that, like the Ragnarok world that I was at brought the color in from the dragon and the Hyperion because it made the dragons are considered as a very legendary creature and to some other cultures as gods too. So looking at what lores for each avatar could be, I could do a normal e-boy and go to a normal world and make it look like you say the stuff like that because they don't have too much to go by because they just how they look good no matter what. But a lot of the avatars that I see here has some sort of lore to me. And whatever the lore what they try to creativity of the avatar, I try to see something that kind of matches to them. Using like what are they trying to picture? Like BioVision, but see through their eyes. So that's how it seems kind of weird. But I just use it as they're creating something with these avatars, not just like bring them out and then it'll be looking the same like the others or something like that. They bring them out and they're like, this is something unique. They're doing a lore for something. They might not think of that. They bring something out, but I look at it as, oh, this could be interesting. Let me see if I can bring it into this world. And it does. So whatever I see through the avatar's eyes and the body language, what they have, toggle animation or anything like that, I try to put it as a lore. When I see them, what toggles they use, what action they speak out. And I'm like, you know what? I can use this to my advantage for a lore story. And so whatever I see in the world and what the lore of the avatar is, I try to mesh that together. So I used Hyperion, for example, for that Ragnarok world, and my other photo that I did for Nando on my Instagram, I used the Crystal Cave to bring that one out of it because of how I edited the avatar. It's like the story I see it as, he lives in this kind of crystal cave. This is his domain of it. So that's what I like to do with a lot of it. Even a lot of the creatures, you're like, let's use a forest light, let's use a moonlight, let's use a rain world, let's use this. Each avatar, I like to try to breathe them out by seeing them as lore. And that's how I go for it.
Excellent. Well, it makes sense. And actually, you've just answered my next question, which was going to be, how do you feel, and create meaningful and memorable VR experiences for, the people that actually experience your work. So, yeah, very good answer. Thank you. Now, beyond the art of and technology, how do you think, VR photography can be used in a practical or an innovative way, such as education, for example, tourism, or storytelling? Are there any exciting projects or collaborations that you've been part of these to demonstrate the versatility of VR photography?
I haven't done a lot of collabs. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't. And I have people ask me to do collabs. And the thing is, so that I feel bad, and I'm very sorry for the people that have asked, asking me to do it and everything like that, because I've been busy doing like showcases, doing pictures for my own and stuff like that, and doing work and IRL stuff. So I really do apologize for the people who didn't ask, to try and do collabs. So I'm trying to each one is bit by bit, and I know we have to do our collab pictures too as well, not gonna lie there. But I know the ones that I've done, of course, I know the ones that I have done, like with my sister Rose and everything like that. We've been knowing each other for so long. I love her to death. She's my sister, and when we do our pictures together, we just like to laugh a lot and everything like that. We just act goofy and stuff like that. So when we do our pictures, it always gets a big hit or something like that, because it's just who we are. I know I did with Janu, which was also on there. He's a DJ and everything, and I did pictures with him, and he always loved my pictures, and he's just in shock. And when we did our collab, he was very, very happy that we did. He was asking for it. And I know I done the collab with my girlfriend, of course, like with Winter, and of course we enjoy ourselves when we take pictures, even though it's not like a lot of it, but even if it's just like one single post, it's still something very nice as memory that I care about so much. And I will say this, so I know I do need to do more. I know that people had asked. I know people who want to try to do it with me and everything like that. I'm not going to lie that, and I do that. But I will say this, though, when it comes down to the collabs and everything, the one thing I do not ask, I never do NSFWs. I will only do safe work on my photos, no matter what. But the thing is, though, here is like, I will say this, though, I would love to try to do more. I really, really do. I think when it comes to spreading more, and I don't care if a person has higher like followers or lower followers. I'm not that type of person. I'm a type of person that's like, oh, I could vibe, I can hang out with them, have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's take some pictures. That's great with me. You do that, I will do it all day. I will love to have fun with that. That's what I look for. I was like, oh, okay, this person's really nice. And like, this person like only has 15 followers. I don't care. The person wants to take pictures with me and they like my work. Okay, let's do it. The person has 10,000 followers. Like, hey, you want to take pictures? I'm like, absolutely. As long as you're a nice person, you're chill and relaxed, and just be a happy vibe. I like to enjoy that. So it doesn't bother me what your rate is. And I don't want people to look at my numbers like, oh, he's so high, he's like this and that. No, that's just who I am. I like to have fun as much as possible. So I will say this, I will love to do more. I do need to do more on the collabs for people and everything like that people have asked. And so I just won't apologize. But the showcases that I've been doing and everything like that, and the pictures I've been taking for myself and everything like that, it's also a zen for me too. So I would love to do more collabs. I think people should do more collabs, but do collabs to where people respect each other and have fun with it. That's my motto.
Yes, definitely, and going on that in that point, because you've been one of my first creators that I follow when I started Instagram, and recently, like I've been looking at your work for the time that I've been on Instagram, which is about a year and a half, probably, maybe more like a year. And when I approached you and says, hey, can we do a collab? And then when later on you mentioned your followers, I was like, oh, no. I got intimidated, I must say. I got really intimidated. So I was like, no, let's forget about it. Give me an interview instead. Because I remember it was a bit, I don't know, scary that you have so many followers, and I don't do this for the follows. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong. It is very appreciated when people follow you. It feels like a compliment. It's nice, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking at recording my journey through VR chat in particular, because that's kind of the main game that I tend to play. But yes, that's what I do. And you're right. The more collabs you could do with creative people, the more people get encouraged to take on these kind of ventures and creative endeavors, which is quite important. And that's one of the reasons, I'll take this moment to actually explain, that the reason I'm creating this project of avatar creators, VR photographers, world travelers in VR in particular, and I'm going to put him on my YouTube. I'm trying to do it from the perspective of someone who's never ever done VR at all. Most people in the real world, when you mention VR, they talk about, oh yeah, yes, I've done it before. Is you go through the plank and then it feels like you're gonna fall down, from the building, and or like the little sort of fighting boxer game, or like the really sort of basics that shocks people, or the roller coasters simulations. They're awesome. There are. But the thing is that a lot of people do kind of get either scared and they think, oh no, VR is not for me, it's just all about scary stuff. Or they kind of like, well, that's not, it's a little limited, like what else is there to do? They don't realize that there's more to it. So that's what I'm trying to showcase, creativity within VR. So then we've got more people using the platform, the technology gets better, the equipment gets at better, more reasonable prices because there's more users, obviously more clients, and we all benefit at the end of it. We don't want VR to kind of fizzle up and disappear. I don't think it ever will, but the more people are aware of it and join us, the better we're all going to benefit.
I actually would agree to that. I think it's going to be an advantage for a lot of people who are doing this art and everything like that, make it into a career. And you try to show people to try to do more VR, virtual reality stuff. And really, it's like, I think it's great because it gives more people to enjoy themselves and go places to explore, again, where they've never been at. And then all of a sudden they can use that as a career path too. There's going to be people who's going to look at this. It's like, man, I can do this and for this person. I can do this for that person. I can do all this creativity and just make it a reality. So I think that's a good idea to bring out more people to come in and see something exploration. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Don't get me wrong. VR chat, great place that I started with the social media. Yes, every virtual reality place, doesn't matter if it's just a media or game, there's always ups and downs to it. But if you put your mindset to it, there's some things that you actually can conquer the bad with the good a lot of the times. So I will tell you this, please, people who want to enjoy virtual reality, please try it for the first time. If you don't like it, it's not your cup of tea, hey, I understand that. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But if you like something like this, you just want to just chill, you want to take pictures, you want to see nature, you want to see like the world, even if you're not like there at the moment, but you can still pretend like you're walking through that world, like you're walking down the street of Paris, walking down the street of Tokyo, walking down the street of Australia, United Kingdom, everywhere that you want to go to, and you're like, this is the now. And then you're like, at least I got something I could accomplish in my life that I actually did. Even if you can move or not, or you want to do this or not, give it a try. I think you should definitely go to it got me to go to virtual reality. Give it a try.
Okay, my final question is about avatars. Did you find that the avatar users' pick represents their personality? Says something about themselves? Or like, for example, if you are socializing with your friends, not necessarily, working, taking photographs, but just socializing in general, do you find that people that don't know you, when they see you in a public place, react to you in a certain way depending on the avatar that you wear?
That is a controversy type of question, to be honest, because it really, in my personal opinion, I'm going to say yes. In ways, because all the avatars have been coming out lately, and also from the past, that what I've worn, what I've used, what I've seen other people use, taking pictures of, or how they act in worlds, or when they're around people. A lot of people do a lot of assumption of what avatar they wear, and not all the time, but a lot, and I've seen it. I was like, oh, he's wearing this avatar. He might be, not that type of good person, or that person is like, they want to stay away because of past traumas, or they try to stay, or they like to say, you know what, I like those type of people. I like to go to them. I mean, there's always ifs, ands, or buts to a lot of people's personality, how they portray of what the user's avatar is. I wear, like I said, I love wearing this. This is just to be comfortable. I mean, it fits me, it fits my body type, everything of this avatar than IRL. So I like to go for avatars that kind of fit more of my body type. Not all my avatars do. Each individual's avatars they wear, I've seen to where they all wear a lot of e-boys. They think they're pimps out there. I see a lot of people who wear like furry avatars, and like, they're a great bunch of people. And I mean, there's some people who wear e-boys are a great bunch of people. A lot of e-girls are a great bunch of people. A lot of them just wear it because they're comfortable with them, or that's their style they always like to be. So there's good people out there, but there are some people that also use the avatar to make others look bad too. Say, oh, they're wearing that. This person is wearing the exact same thing. They could be the exact same person. They could be the exact same personality trait. So it does bring out a lot of avatars they wear to where they don't act like themselves. They act within the avatar, and then that's how they're going to act there. And some of them could be rude, some could be great. So to it's a controversy to a lot of people. They like say, I'm not perfect either. I'm not. When it comes, even when the avatars I wear, I just like to wear some of these things because they're comfortable and they fit my body style. They fit my body IRL. But when it comes down to like others, I wear funny avatars. I can wear some furry avatars. I wear monster avatars. I like to wear all kinds of different ones. But each one of the reason why I do it, they fit my personality. Monsters? Shoot, I like horror films. Furries? It's soft, cuddly, and it's fun. I wear beam, sometimes a couple of beam avatars. I'm not the biggest beam avatar person to wear, but I wear some funny ones too as well that be entertaining for others and everything like that. But a lot of them do see me wear something like this when it comes to like world I hang out with or something like that. And it doesn't bother me, but because the people who know me, who I am, my personality, they get comfortable with me. That's the thing is though too, because a lot of people's personalities do get a hold of thinking this is the avatar is I can get anybody I want, or just how it could treat people. So each avatar for some reason does bring out somebody's true personality sometimes. It does. It brings out some of their true personality sometimes. It sometimes could be good or bad, but doesn't mean again. Because of the avatar you buy doesn't mean you have to be that way. Sometimes you just be yourself to them, but again, it does bring out a lot of people's true personalities out there. And sometimes it can be scary, sometimes it can be funny.
Yeah. I can totally understand where you're going with this because it's so true. Let me tell you a story. I've got a friend who's a dancer, full body, just like yourself. You've got the full body tracking. And when I would come and visit and to have a chat with him, he's usually wearing a male avatar. But then when anybody asked him to dance, he would just change into a female avatar. And that's why I got curious and I asked him, I said, well, why do you do that? Well, why you do change into a female? He says, female avatars seem to move better. For some reason, the curves and all that. It just, when you're dancing, they show better. And I was like, oh, okay, that's. So as a joke, because he had a girl avatar, I says, oh, well, then I'm going to change into a male avatar. We were in this avatar world. He was actually in Cupcake's avatar world. And so I picked one of her avatars because I do like her avatars a lot. And let me tell you, have him dance on me as with a male avatar, all nice and big, and him in this little girl avatar, very cute and sexy, beautiful face and eyes and all that, and the way he was like, moving around, that I was like, I get it now. I get why guys are always chasing after girls, because it's just, I don't know. I got to see the other side of the story. It was like making me question my sexuality. I was like, okay. So it's a good thing to put yourself on somebody else's shoes. In this case, avatar. It really helps you get another perspective. So that's how an avatar can help.
Yeah, exactly. And see on the other side of what you did is like, wow, now I understand that why people do this. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a female avatar. I technically only have one female avatar, and it's Lupita. And she's tall, she's a wolf, she's muscular, she's of course big in the front and big in the back, but it made me comfortable getting it because it was like my personality into it, because of how she acts and everything. So I even wear that once in a while. Do I wear it all the time? No. It'd be interesting to me I took pictures of that girl avatar that was on my Insta for my showcase or Toxin, taking the pictures, and a lot of people were very happy with it. I was very surprised at how many likes I got on that. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of likes because it was totally different than what I post, but a lot of people liked it, which I was very happy about. So I might do another female, probably the Lupita, that I'm about to do pictures for and everything that I've been having for a long time. See what reaction I get from that. It could be bad, it could be good, but I don't care. At least it's something different that people say, hey, do something unique. That's what people voted on when I did the question. So I'm actually interested to see how that's going to turn out once I do that pictures. Actually, tonight, I do need to take some pictures tonight for showcase or stuff like that, so it would be busy. But I will be posting those actually by tonight or tomorrow morning. of those pictures, so you'll be seeing more of my work there again. So hopefully people will like my new pictures that are about to come out. But yes, each avatar, if you really think about it, brings out a lot of people's true colors because how they are. And you could be the bulkiest man in IRL. You could be not so bulky. You could be slim, or you could be bigger. It doesn't matter. I'm fit. I'm built. I mean, I don't have a six pack, but I built myself from what I was from before. But I'll tell you this right now. I think you say, if you know if you're a really nice person, don't let the avatar take control of that. Of when you be the good person you are. Use the avatar when you feel comfortable that is, and then still be yourself. And that's what I think everybody should do, personally.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think a lot of new people, when they come into this game, they kind of, they see it as that. Just a game that you play, you're a character. And they kind of almost misbehave. You get the trolls. But if you play the game long enough, you start to realize, no, wait a minute, there's a whole community here. And so my behavior does actually matter. It does actually impact not just my experience in the game, but other people. So it kind of maybe makes you kind of rethink how you should interact with others. But I mean, it doesn't work for everybody. You know, some people will still be trolls because that's probably what they are in the real world anyway. But yeah, that's how it goes. MonoBear, thank you very, very much for talking with me. It's been absolutely wonderful getting to know you and to see your work. And I hope you keep going because you are really, really doing great. And maybe in the future, hopefully, we can catch up and chat again.
Oh, of course. I'm so glad I was here. I'm glad I did this. This was incredibly fun and a good experience for me.
Remember to subscribe today and turn on your notifications if you would like to join the next adventure. Thank you for watching. See you next time.